This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, June 16th, 2021. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. President Biden is expected to bring a long list of U.S. grievances to his highly anticipated summit with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Geneva, Switzerland. Dave Boyer reports Biden arrived in Geneva for the meetings after days of high-level meetings with a group of 7 leading industrial nations in the United Kingdom and with NATO and European allies in Brussels. The president, who has called Putin a killer, said he hopes the Russian leader will be motivated by a desire to change the perception that the world has in him. Biden and Putin will talk for up to 5 hours in 3 meetings, aides said. Following that will be a smaller meeting of Biden, Putin, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and translators. Senior administration officials again downplayed expectations for the summit. One official cautioned that a big set of deliverables is unlikely. A Giving USA survey has found that Americans remained among the world's most charitable people last year, increasing their donations 5% despite pandemic-induced shutdowns, layoffs, and economic turmoil. Mark Kellner reports individuals, foundations, and corporations gave an estimated $471 billion to U.S. charities in 2020, according to Giving USA's annual philanthropic report. Individual giving increased 2.2% to $324 billion. Although that was the highest total dollar figure to date, the report said it comprised less than 70% of total giving for the third consecutive year. Charitable foundations donated an estimated $88.5 billion, a 17% increase over 2019's total, and the category's highest ever dollar amount. Giving USA Foundation Chair Laura McDonald credited the end-of-year rebound in the stock market for much of the rise in donations. Staying with money, James Varney takes a look at modern monetary theory. The core principle of the economic theory is that a government that controls its money, known as a sovereign currency, will never default because it can print as much money as necessary to cover its debt. Should the money supply trigger inflationary pressure, the government can mop up the excess dollars through higher taxation. The quantitative easing used to counter the Great Recession, followed by trillions of dollars in COVID-19 relief in the Trump and Biden administrations, seemed to lend credence to the theory's philosophy on the government's checkbook. Economists, in turn, believe the school of thought is rooted more in politics than economics. At some point, they warn the old rules about printing money and inflation are sure to apply. The federal deficit has exploded from $2.4 trillion in 2019 to $5.1 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2020. A reminder that you can find all these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. Don't have access to the Times yet? Visit WashingtonTimes.com/George and get 25% off your annual subscription. On immigration, social media apps such as TikTok, Snapchat, Telegram, Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp have upended the smuggling world. Stephen Dinan has a few of the stories about how it's affecting the movement of migrants. Connecting a driver to a group of migrants is as easy as messaging a GPS pin location. Scouts can alert smugglers to Border Patrol agents so they can avoid them, or in some cases to make sure the migrants are spotted, distracting agents while a more valuable load passes through. WhatsApp is the most popular platform for smugglers, according to Stephen's research of cases, followed by Facebook and Snapchat. WhatsApp is particularly useful once drivers are recruited. Smuggling organizers use the app to relay instructions, help connect drivers and migrants, and make sure they get through the checkpoints. And finally, Seth MacLachlan looks at the election audit going on in Maricopa County, Arizona. A growing number of Republicans running for office have made the trip to Phoenix to learn about the process and boost their own standing among potential Trump-allied voters who falsely believe the election was stolen. Arizona Republican Chair Kelly Ward said the visiting delegations have toured the audit operations and are looking at what can be done in their own states in terms of election reform. The effort has raised the eyebrows of election experts and angered the Republican-led Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, who say the effort has made Arizona a laughingstock. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and subscribe for free to the front page. Just search Washington Times on your favorite podcast platforms. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.